We're Robin and Steve. We left off at the quite intimidating horizontal falls, Garaanngaddin. As we said, we're not adrenaline junkies. We just peered in from the outside. But as you'll hear, that was extreme enough for me.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Oh! Ah! Oh, fuck! In the morning, we had the place to ourselves, but not for long. And by evening, all was quiet again. Next stop, Dugong Bay, a wobbly 16 nautical miles away. This was yet another Kimberley destination, of which we had no real expectations, although I did like the name Dugong Bay. Although we didn't see dugongs, we did see a crocodile. So we chose the very high, very rough road to find a waterfall. Steep with wobbly rocks, we really had to watch our step. Our plan of climbing way above sea level so as not to get eaten by crocodiles had worked so far. We bathed again unscathed in this heavenly gorge. Carefully scrambled our way back down and enjoyed our first of a few nights in this huge and stunning bay. Next stop, the aptly named Spectacular Falls. Whereas in the last place, we had to go a long way to get uphill. Here, it was pretty much straight up. We got a bird's eye view of the fish. We figured we were safe from crocodiles up here. Here lie the remains of a cane toad. Thankfully, we've only seen dead cane toads. We crossed to the other side of Dugong Bay, in glassy conditions. We'd heard that a beautiful old tawny nurse shark lived here. These generally placid beauties grow to about 3.4 metres, so this is a grown-up.
Look at all the yellowfish around it. Yeah, that's a spitting shark.
It's estimated that the lifespan of these sharks is 25 years. As I trained, I had the best view of our shark neighbour. We sussed out our next gorge adventure at a tide state lower than we needed so that we could return later better informed. And why wouldn't you want to come here twice? Turned out we would have needed a king high tide to access these waterfalls, but they were definitely worth a look from afar. We wound our way out of the mangrove paths and back to the boat, where we bid farewell to the neighbourhood shark in time to ride the incredible currents out of Dugong Bay. It's been a wild ride. Here, while we float about, we're reminded that most people are working to keep the cogs of civilization turning. This is Koolan Island. Here, and at nearby Cockatoo Island, high-grade iron ore is mined by BHP. I can see why companies would be hungry to dig up these red rocks full of iron, but we're keen to spend some more time in amongst the rocks. Speaking of keeping cogs turning, we topped up with diesel at Dogleg Creek. It's expensive, but convenient. And they sell ice cream. The first food we'd bought in over a month. Talk about a special treat. Having had our fill of ice cream and diesel, we headed to Silvergull Creek, where we'd heard you could swim about in a tank. Little did we know how spectacular the surrounds were. Dramatic rock formations marked by tide. Again, we explored at low tide, taking note of giant rocks that the dinghy could hit. This is one gorge we'll come back to at high tide. On to the next one, where the waterfall flowed upriver, at least for a while. Later we'll dinghy over, with plenty of water to spare. This is a social place, and before Steve had stepped ashore, someone else's dog was aboard our dinghy. In the 1950s, this site was set up as a source of fresh water for mining operations. But now it's more yachty-centred, since in 1994, a couple of yachties converted a freshwater tank into a swimming pool, constantly being refreshed by spring water, which is even a little bit warm as it spills out of the pipe. A bath with a view. We would definitely return to this bath, and in fact join some friends for a party here the next day. Back at the boat, we could hear the jolly noises of other boaties having a holiday, singing and playing games. They were jolly and had an early bedtime. Perfect. Now, to return to our gorges at high tide, we floated above the uphill waterfall and then returned to the other gorge, where we could climb to the swimming hole. After bathing here, we returned to the pool to bathe some more. So clean. Here's a little map recap from leaving the area where horizontal falls are. We looped around to Dugong Bay with its various beautiful waterfalls, rode the currents back out, then rediscovered what civilization does at Koolan Island. Topped up with diesel and ice cream, went to Silvergull Creek, and now we've saved the jewel of the Kimberley, well, one of them, until last. It's only accessible near the top of the tide, and the navigation is quite tricky. And once in, you're stuck in, Until another high tide, we'll leave off here, blissfully stuck at Crocodile Creek. Join us next time to spend some quality time at Crocodile Creek before we have to leave the gorgy bits behind. But it's okay because we see lots of whales.